Let's talk about fear. It's something every single one of us feels, right? It's basically hardwired into our DNA. But today, we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to take it apart. We're going to figure out how to face it and, most importantly, how to find your own courage, even when it feels like it's a million miles away. Okay, so let's just jump right in with a question. And I really want you to think about this one. What are you really afraid of? I mean, beyond the obvious stuff, what's at the very core of it? Just let that sit for a second. Because honestly, just naming your fear, that's the first huge step to getting a handle on it. And before we go any further, let's get one thing straight. Fear is totally normal. It's this universal feeling, right? It's not a sign that you're weak. Actually, it's proof that you're alive. It means you're pushing your limits, you're trying new things. Everyone feels it. Seriously. And you know exactly when it shows up, don't you? It's that pit in your stomach right before a test, or that quick gasp of air just before you make a huge decision, or, that little shock of anxiety when you're about to do something you've never done before. That feeling? That's just you standing right on the edge of your comfort zone. And this is where fear gets kind of tricky. See, it has two totally different sides. On the one hand, it's our protector, right? It's like our built-in alarm system that's kept us humans safe for, forever. But, and this is a big but, if you let it run the show, that same alarm system can turn into a cage. It can stop you dead in your tracks and keep you from growing. So the big question is, how do we make sure fear stays a helper and doesn't become a jailer? Well, the first step, and it's the most important one, is actually pretty simple. You have to face it. Don't run from it. Don't pretend it's not there. You just have to turn around and look it right in the eye. Because here's a little secret about fear. In our heads, it feels huge, right? It can feel completely overwhelming, like it's going to swallow you whole. It's kind of like seeing a giant, scary shadow on the wall. But what happens when you finally get the courage to flick on the light? You almost always see that the thing making that giant shadow is, it's way, way smaller than you thought. Our minds are amazing at blowing things out of proportion, turning a small worry into a total disaster. But the reality? The reality is almost always something we can totally handle. And that's exactly why you don't have to fight that giant shadow all at once. Nope. The best way to beat it is to shrink it. And how do you do that? You just break it down. You take it one small, easy step at a time. Let's take public speaking, for example. That's a huge one for a lot of people. So instead of freaking out about giving a speech to 100 people, you start way smaller. Step 1, just admit it. Name the challenge. Public speaking scares me. Okay. Step 2, take one tiny step. Maybe just talk through your ideas with a couple of good friends. Every time you do that, you get a little win. And that builds your confidence. And that makes the next step just a little bit easier. You see, this whole process, taking these small intentional steps, that's how you build courage. But to really make it work, we need to get something really clear about what courage even means. Because there's this big myth out there that really trips a lot of us up. And honestly, if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Courage is not about being fearless. Not at all. Real courage is moving forward even when you are scared. That means courage and fear can, and often do, exist in the exact same moment. They're not enemies. They're partners. So yeah, the big myth is that brave people just don't feel fear. But the truth is that brave people feel the fear. They feel it big time, but they acknowledge it, and then they decide to act anyway. Once you really get that difference, it changes everything. It means courage isn't some superpower for a chosen few. It's something available to all of us. Okay, this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. And it might be the most important one. It all boils down to that conversation you have with yourself, that voice inside your head. It's about actively choosing to believe in yourself. Because fear has a very particular voice, doesn't it? It's that little whisper that creeps in, listing all the ways you could mess up. The one that tells you, you can't do this, you're not ready, you're not good enough. But here's the thing, you have another voice too. A much stronger one. It's the voice of your own strength, and it can answer right back. It's you making a conscious choice to believe that, yeah, you can handle whatever's coming. It's the voice that looks fear in the eye and says, yes, I can. So let's bring it all home and end right where we started with a question for you. Thinking about everything we've just talked about, what's one small, totally doable step you can take today to face one of your fears? What's the one thing you're going to look at and answer with, yes, I can?